Good morning. Here are you.
Thank you, Lord, for this day. We ask that you give our county leadership wisdom, knowledge, and favor to continue to lead our county. God, we should make fair decisions that benefit our residents. We also ask for a hedge of protection for the outgoing and incoming commissioners. Guide their hearts in their next endeavors. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you very much. You have a good day. Citizens' comments. I'm not aware of anybody that signed up. Is there anybody that thought they signed up to speak as citizens' comments? Minutes of the June the 4th regular meeting and the June the 4th budget workshop. It's been moved and seconded that we approve those as prepared. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And opposed. Treasurer, auditors, reports. Commissioner Wordling.
Excuse me. Yes, we have a treasurer's report for the month of May, ending May 31, 2024. Everybody should have a copy of that report before you. And it takes an affidavit to accept it. And the affidavit reads, Commissioners Court states that the requirements of subsection C of section 114.026 of the Texas Local Government Code have been met. The treasurer and auditor have submitted a report to the Commissioners Court for May 31, 2024. The court has compared and examined the report and has approved it in the minutes. Attached to this affidavit is a true and correct copy of the report, including a report of the cash and other assets in the custody of the county treasurer at the time of our examination in the amount of $25,646,576.74. I move we approve this affidavit for the month ending May 31, 2024.
Been moved and seconded that we approve the reported affidavit that was just read by Commissioner Worley. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you. Burn ban. Consider and take appropriate action if necessary.
I'm fine with it staying off. I also want to mention that June the 15th is the last day that we could limit fireworks. It's not on the agenda today, so if we wanted to limit that, we would have to have another meeting later in the week. Personally, I'm fine with all of the fireworks going as planned. So,
Everybody okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
Wayne? Yep. All right. Employee changes from the sheriff's department.
Sheriff, the judge didn't like the podium.
I couldn't, I too
She
sure.
couldn't see over it.
I'm a good little bit.
Yeah.
I have two new hires and then I've done some adjustment within my office I want to talk to you about. I've hired a Caleb Woodcox in the jail at the rate of $40,000. He's replacing Ethan Fox, who's currently in the police academy, law enforcement academy. I hired Steven Trevino at the same rate of $40,000 per year, and has replaced Patrick Bull at the same rate. Now, the next one up front, I did some rearranging with my secretarial staff. So my administrative assistant, I've moved her to the patrol secretary. Her salary was $41,128 per year, and plus she made a $1,200, I guess, a stipend because she was a jailer. The position she's going to now, I can't see how we can benefit by giving her that stipend at this time. So I'd like to reduce her salary to, 40,280, which is what that position is currently paying. So move her salary from, 41,128 to 40,280. From admin secretary to patrol secretary, and do away with the $1,200 a month stipend. The next one, Shauna Clarence, I moved her to the administrative assistant. Her salary was 40,280. I would like step her up to the 41,128, which is the salary that that position is currently paying for my admin secretary.
Is she a certified jailer?
I'm not asking for that stipend, that just the salary. 41,128 without the additional $1,200 a month. And the other one's indicated the stipend's on hers. And the next one, I moved, the patrol secretary.
1,200 a month?
No.
No.
Year, okay.
I'll move the, patrol clerk to the CID secretary and the public information officer. And her salary was 38,000 when the budget started this year. She had been budgeted for a raise, but she had just started, so I chose not to give her that raise. I didn't want to pay her the same thing that the employees were making that have been there 2 or 3 years. So I'd now like to give her the raise that everybody got and bring her salary up to 40,280. Like I said, it was budgeted in this current budget, but, I didn't feel like I should be paying her that as a new employee, what the old-time employees were making.
Well, you shouldn't be punished. If it was budgeted the higher amount, you shouldn't be punished for trying to do the right thing.
Yeah, but it's a situation I gotta deal with my employees, you know, my golly, they're making what I'm making, I've been here 10 years.
Oh, I know. But what I'm saying is, if it's budgeted at 40,280, you should have the authority to spend up to the 40,280 if you
Oh,
want.
okay. Well, I'll
That's what I'm saying.
there.
Yeah.
But it's in the budget, it's just, I'm asking y'all to give her the raise, I chose not to give her October's raise. And she does have new duties with new responsibilities.
Your motion to approve employee changes?
And
Yeah. What amount did you settle on for Lucky?
The
Is it in
40,280.
that paperwork?
40,280.
That's what the other girl would make.
Does anyone want to make a motion to approve those?
I move we approve the employee changes in the sheriff's office.
how many was there?
5, I think. Well, 2 new employees and 3 that were changing positions, right? It's been moved and seconded that we approve the 5 requests made by the sheriff's department. Trailer. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? There's none. Thank you.
Thank you. Jail report, 150 inmates.
Can you hang around till after court or sometime this afternoon?
Got another item to present.
Oh, okay.
When are you on the, when's you're doing your budget presentation?
Tomorrow, 11:15 or 11:30.
Okay.
It's last on the list.
Resolutions and presentations, we'll skip A and then go to D, which is the IT project report from Bill Smith.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning, Sam.
Morning.
Good morning. This is the IT 2025 vision project. Just update, this is something we said we come back and present to Commissioner Clark periodically. There on the first page, you'll see this is just through March 31st of this year. And then we'll be coming back to you before we start the next fiscal year with the next few quarters. So page 2 outlines just kind of work to report. We've been been working on this project diligently. We've made a lot of improvements. And so you can see some of those improvements outlined through 1 through 11 on page 2. The next report that you have will have significant computer deployments. As of March 31st, we deployed 22 new computers. That's in addition to the 20 that y'all already approved outside of the IT project. But I think we're probably getting close to the 100 number, which will put us at the 50% mark of computer deployments. Page 3 is something the Commissioner Court had asked me for prior, and that's to kind of outline just an example of some cost savings. As you all might remember, we talked about that we'll purchase everything on a pre-negotiated contract like BIR, TIPS, IBORD, et cetera. And if we couldn't purchase it on one of those contracts, then we thought we might possibly cross the $50,000 number in the fiscal year, that we'd come back to the Commissioner's Court. Everything that's outlined here on the cost savings, page 3, this stuff was purchased on a DIR contract. But I give you 3 different examples there. One, we purchased document scanners. The DIR price was $1,002 for one vendor. Another vendor was $967. And we negotiated a price of $874. And that was a cost savings of right at $3,800, $3,739.60. The next example is the Dell PC purchase and battery backup purchase. That included 316 different items that were purchased. Dell's price with DIR pricing with what's called a deal registration, meaning they'll beat DIR by default because we're purchasing so much at once. Their best price that they offered us was $184,850, and we went back and forth with them and waited until the end of the quarter, which was really just 2 weeks at the time. Ended up getting it for the same equipment, same everything for $173,772 at a cost savings of $11,077.30. And I have the supporting documentation here if you want to see that or review it after. And then the last example I'll give you is we have purchased monitor mounts. This has to do with dispatch rebuild that is coming, and we were able to purchase those without a contract, just what's called open market, because we don't anticipate spending a large amount of money with this vendor. And they gave us I don't know what the original price was, but they basically gave us 40% off the list. And so that would have been $13,000 cost savings there. Page 4 just outlines that there have been no change orders requested, so we're still in the original budget that y'all have approved. Page 5 outlines just what all we're trying to accomplish and reminds you of what you budgeted for each of these line items. Page 6, 7, and 8 give you an itemized breakdown if you want to look at anything per category. And I try to squeeze it all in one page. You might need a magnifying glass, but if you really want to study this in depth, I can send you the PDF file and you can zoom in out. Page 8 is what you'll actually be interested in, which shows you on all the different budgeted line items that have been approved, that it shows you the total amount approved, the cost to date through the March 31st date of this report, and then percentage of money spent, which kind of gives you an idea of where we are in the project. So overall, bottom line, we spent 14% of the funds that were allocated for this project. We've accomplished more than 14% of the work, but some of the billing kind of happens once we reach a milestone that we bill the county for our services. And we're trying to make sure that we're not keeping anything in inventory that we don't need for the next 60 days, 90 days time period, just because technology changes. The supply chain has gotten better post-COVID and post-chip delays, et cetera. So we're starting to see some of that balance out in cost and availability. And then page 9 and 10 are just kind of the things you've already approved that talk about, billable rates and kind of project guidance. So that said, I'll be happy to answer any questions you might have. I have more to talk to you all later in the agenda, so if you think of something, you'll be happy to address it then. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Who is the Cisco engineer? Which one is?
Trent, you don't,
I haven't
he's been
been,
here
okay,
once, but you haven't.
Okay.
He was in Frisco.
okay.
And then we're actually contracting with the company to do some of that once we get to that stage, just because there's large volume. Thank you.
Veteran Services Officer Annual Report. Good morning, how are you?
Morning, we're doing great. Get your handouts down there in front of you. My first concession is I've actually added the Space Force to the initial page. That's a good step in my part. Expectations of the veteran population, the total number is fairly correct. The breakdown, however, I do not see how that can be that correct because it's based off 2020 census data. And that, of course, was during the lockdown. So I would suspect by the time we get the next real census that is accurate, we probably will see where we're working. I saw my last one actually in office last week, and I fell over. He's still up and around.
Still up.
I was good with that.
It is.
Following that, just a snapshot of this data is not fully correct. This is based off the 2021, because they do these about every 4 or 5 years. This brings you a breakdown of the service-connected veterans and their various ratings come in. This would be just a snapshot of the population that we have. This number today is significantly higher, as we'll see later on in the next presentation. Now, what we do at the office, the return to this county, the taxpayers of this county is $23,006,000 annually in the pockets of Brown County veterans, survivors, education institutions, life insurance payouts. That is direct money. That's non-medical. This is just direct payments. That is a $1.1 million increase over the year prior, which is a direct result of the changes in the law that came in September of 3 years, all the Commercial Loan Pact Act and all of that. That's an execution we've done. We've done very, very decisive action on being able to get many of our widows caught up that were cut out until this act came in. So that number is on us significantly. We're very pleased with that. With that, it has increased the training requirements. I just rolled off the third portion of the training coming off this last week. And Brian will go in July, and that will be his third training. That's because we had a mid-year regulational change that changed the percentages on various disabilities, lowering them. So we had to go in and have additional classes on that. So fortunately, we covered that. I like not to close the office, and that would be the third time, both at the same time. So we'll just switch off and do it that way. Additional services, they remain the same. We've done real well on that. Reserve retirement and National Guard retirement, we actually worked real well with Camp Bowie. There's a former Sergeant Major out there that I was worked with for 12 years and is now out there. He does the ID card, but he also handles survivor benefit for us. Very, very good. He has access to that database, so he's able to directly input that for a survivor to go in there. Very, very good. Educationally, money coming into the education community in our county is $1,092,000. That's the higher paying TSTC and those types. That's a $254,000 increase. Those are direct payments to those. It also includes money that is given like survivor benefit, education programs, GI Bill, and those types of things. The VA Administration Clinic, this is their data. Their payroll right now, rounded numbers, around 21 million. They provided 17,721,000 in medical costs within our community, providing that primarily to Henry's, which is our community care provider and veteran services. That is all specialty care goes across the street. The clinic doesn't handle that. Most people do not want to go to Temple anymore, so we can get it here locally. It's just more convenient. The numbers. We have 2,177 veterans enrolled. 871 of those are in this county. I'd like to boost that number if I could. Just a snapshot, probably reflective of our general population in the county. 60% of those veterans are 65 and older, 1,315. 7% are female at 158. On average, it's 3 to 4 visits a year to the clinic. I don't have a way to track those referrals to go across the street for specialty care. And on additional services or the qualifications within our And we have, they can't seem to combine all the training at one time. It's just good information because the higher level you get, the better your presentations are. And you get actual VA, the VA secretary addressed this last time. Claims. We, between the two of us, we track 72 claims daily. Those are active claims. That number has been constant since last September. There's no let up in it. You knock 3 out, get 5 in. In development, we're both averaging around 45 claims for the weight status. That's another word we give the veterans and survivors. This is what we need to be successful in this, and that's an evidence building. That can go anywhere from 30 days to a year, because we protect the claim for a year. We're very VA rules against it. That's what we do. And that concludes my report. Basically, the Commissioner's Court, past and present, for the Veteran Service Office, and you have, if we were a commercial business, and, as an employer in Brown County, basically our payroll is $23 million a year. That's because of this board. That concludes my report.
That's a pretty good investment.
Yes, I would say so.
Y'all have good questions?
Thank you a lot.
Very good information. You've done a great job.
Thank you. I'll be back next year.
New business, canvass of election for May the 28th, 2024, presented by Brenda.
So,
This is a canvas report from May 28, 24 primary runoff of county. Primary runoff of County Commissioner Precinct 3 and Justice of Peace Precinct 1. Of the 13,091 registered voters in the precincts, we had a show of 1,024. That would be with 190 mail-in ballots, 447 early vote, and 475 on election day. I have included each precinct to follow the front sheet so you can see how many voted per precinct. Wayne Shaw, early voting with 159, 42 absentee, 141 early voting with a total of 342 votes. David Doc Reed, 180 early vote, election day, absentee 25, early voting 141. Total of 346. Mitchell Jacobson, election day 82, absentee voting 16, early voting 100, with a total of 198. Dustin Larimore, election day 54 votes, absentee voting 19, early voting 65, with a total of 138.
Is it a motion to accept it, or is it just the information?
I think it's information, so. Do you have any questions? Thank you.
Anybody got any questions? Consideration and possible approval of an application to install a private line on County Road 171. Presented by Larry Traylor.
This is gonna be a cut at the base of the road. And I think we can do that. This is pipeline. It'll all be done on this spec. I'll make a motion to approve. Second.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the application by Sunco Pipeline LP to install a private line on County Road 171. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Consideration and possible approval of action regarding curbside voting signs.
That's fine, I'm sorry, sir. I have brought before you, regards for curbside voting for Brown County. This is a law that was passed in June of 2023. I'm just a little bit behind. This is Senate Bill 477, which is signage requirements for curbside area, which is a parking space set outside each voting location with the convenience of voters with disabilities, of the elder with mobility impairments. During early voting and election day, we must have a curbside voting sign at each polling location. The sign must include numbers that voters can call. I at first thought you had to call and text. Reading through the law a little bit better, you just have to have a number that they can call. Say, I'm here, I need somebody to come out and do the curbside voting. I have gone to 3 different places to get an estimate for y'all. I went to ASAP. That is, one-sided sign was $86.50, and they were $20 each. So to do, all I need are 20 signs. So for the front and the back, it would be $1,730, not including the stands. Because at the time, ASAP did not know what kind of stands would fit. And I have a picture that they have included. There is, and the catalog, which is called Print Elect, they have 2-sided signs with an A-frame. 20 of them would be $155 each. So that would be $3,100. And the shipping would be determined at the time of service. Then I went to Willie T's to get a 2-sided sign with the frame, same price, $3,100 with no delivery fee. I ask the court to approve this so we can get here by November.
Okay, so these signs you just set out in various locations, or?
They go at each polling location, right at the door, so that the people will be able to.
Is this little sign here?
That is the sign.
Can that sign be shared with a handicap parking place, or does it have to be on another parking
Has
place?
to be 2 separate,
Separate?
2 separate, yes, sir.
Okay. Interesting.
2 separate signs, but
No, we have the,
Handicap.
handicap that is on the ground that would allow anybody handicapped to come to that area. But then we also needed curbside voting in another area. And last November, we did have probably over 20-something curbside voting. They just pull up and they call, we go out there, we have a duo to go. We go out there, we vote them just like everybody else, bring it in, run their ballot and
You're thinking about doing that, aren't you, Larry?
yeah.
Pull up, have them bring it to you.
Well, is this, are you prepared for a motion?
Sure.
I'm making a motion to approve the, I believe the best one, or you, Willie's Tees, the one
Yes, sir.
that you're looking for. So I guess I would make a motion to approve the purchase of these signs from Willie's Tees for $3,100 with no delivery fee.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve a request made by the Elections Department to order the 20 signs from Willie's Tees at the estimated price of $3,100. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
Judge, I would like to tell you that will be coming out of our grant.
Yeah, I believe it said using HAVA grant for
Yes, sir.
payment of it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I'm just a little hard behind on giving this.
That's- So just ask a question, I'll forget. Okay, so you've been doing it, all this is doing
Oh,
is
yes,
advertising
we
the
have.
phone number to call, basically.
Yes, well, now we have to have the sign there. So yes, sir, it's something we've always done. We're just, I know November's gonna be really hectic, so we would like to be able to have people know what number to call when they pull up to the curbside.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. I just,
Consideration and possible approval of authorization to accept donations to the Sheriff's Department, presented by Sheriff Newell.
and this is.
For about the past year, we've been trying to get some K-9. Hopefully get some K-9, put it back on patrol. Stephen Wilson approached me a couple of weeks ago, we heard about the program. And he wanted to know if I minded if we went around and got donations for the project. I said, Stephen did that. I'd like authorization to accept it. I have a $500 check from Richmond Farm Supply. I have a $500 check from Terry and Renita Richmond. I have a $500 check from Martin Earthworks LLC. I have a $500 donation check from my friends Texas Tire. A $500 check from Bob and Marilyn Clark. A $500 check from WJ Holdings, which is State Electric. I have a $500 check from Brown, from Buddy Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry, yeah.
Yeah.
And then a $500 check from Underwood to Brownwood. I have a $500 check from Walter Construction. I have a $500 check from Carter Sharp. I have a $500 check from Docs Brookfield. Synergistic Business Services. I have a $500 check from Marathon Medical. I have a $500 check from Shaw's Marketplace LLC. I have a $500 check from Floyd Electric Supply. I have a $500 check from Capital Incorporated. I have a $500 check from W.P. Harris Company Incorporated. I have a $500 check from Public Texas Mechanical Contracting. I have a $500 check from Bruce City Cleaning. I have a $500 check from Jeffrey Daniel. I have a $500 check from Mark Johnson. I have a $500 check from Weldon Wilson Electric. I have a $250 check from Tim Brasher, LLC. I have a $250 check from Tackett Motion and Broadcasting, LLC. I have a $200 check from Lewis Family Lawn Care. And then, with cash donations, $200 from Danny Dutton, $100 from Mark Warren, and $100 from Colton Jones. The total of the contributions is $11,076. I'd like authorization to accept those with our K-9 budget.
First, I congratulate
Donors.
on getting all these donations.
Yeah, that's absolutely hard.
It is. Yes, that's great. I'll move that we accept or allow the sheriff's office to accept these donations. Would I have, what's the price of the canine?
It's
Is
gonna be
there-
right around $10,000 to $12,000.
That's what I was thinking.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
It's absolutely
K-9.
program.
I'll second that.
Did you get down all those names?
Sheriff's got this.
It's been moved and seconded. Helton seconded. It's been moved and seconded that we approve the acceptance of those donations that the sheriff has outlined this morning in discussion. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? There is none. Thank you very much. You did say Stephen Wilson was the one that.
Okay, I'll get
Discussion about issues on County Road 310 requested by Dean Clements and sponsored by Wayne Shaw. Good morning.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen, Dean Clemens, 1502 Waco. And I'm gonna pledge 500, I just spoke to Sheriff, to the K-9. I'll take you a check. I didn't know nothing about it. My company, my company pledged 500. County Road 310. I have Judge West is no longer my attorney. That's all I'm gonna say. So I'm looking for guidance from you guys before I go find an attorney out of town to help me with this problem. I don't want to go get an attorney from out of town.
So can I stop?
Yes, sir.
Just
Yes, sir.
just to kind of refresh everybody's recollection, this is a road, eastern part of the county, you own. We're actually talking about a very short,
Maybe 3/4, but it's not even 3/4 of a mile.
3/4 of a mile that dead ends. Dead ends, you own one side of the property, somebody else owns the other side, and then the McCoys own an end, which is a gate that goes into the McCoy's place.
It gives them exit from Steep Street if they get trapped on the back side of the ranch when Steep Street comes down. That 310 used to go all the way through, and they took it. I guess they took it back, or Shaw, they gave it back, or Shaw took it back, whatever. But anyway, now it dead ends, and then it dead ends on the other side. So it dead ends now, and I'm speaking for Mike McCoy. Burl just passed away, but I stay in contact with Mike, so I'm kind of, I don't like that word, but I'm fighting for mine and Mike's. We still cannot get a hold of the Dana and Tony. Tony no longer answers his cell phone because of mental capacity, and Dana won't. Yes, ma'am. Dana and Tony Curtis. So Dana is the only one, but there's no, I can't get any help from him.
And so kind of the issue was closing the road. If you close the road, then the McCoys would have to egress it into the road.
So at visiting with her and Shaw, if we gave it back to the landowners, it would split down the middle and give it to the Curtises and give it to me. But then that leaves Mike McCoy, I mean, he touches it also, but there is no precedence for that third touch, for that end touch. But there's no precedence, but why can't we make the precedence? And we dealt with Judge West, and I let him have it, and we've come to guess, roadblock.
Yeah.
And I need to know, I would like direction from you guys to tell me what to do next. I don't know what to do next, but I'm fixing to do something.
In your discussions with McCoy, what has he told you?
He just wants to be, he doesn't want to be trapped on the backside of the ranch because of Steeps Creek. If it comes down, he can't get out, and that's always been his escape. And he's put we joint high fence together. He put I put two 16-foot gates in for him when we joined high fence, so he comes up to the county road. My back gate's right there beside his. So literally, he has a touch so I don't know how to address that. I don't know how to address
So
that.
he does not plan on using 310 daily, he just did that as an escape route.
Correct. And I'm willing, however this works out, if the county auctions it off and the highest bidder wins it between the three of us or whatever, I told y'all the whole time, I am willing to take care of McCoy. The Curtises have touch at 292. They've got 350 foot of touch on the front of their property. So yes, could it be an inconvenience? I don't know how, but they have touch up 350 foot where the water meter is with Terry and Zephyr. They're not trapped. They're not landlocked.
Years ago, they used 310, right? Because there was a house that burned down. Is that right? Or am I-
So the Curtis's house burned down. In the middle of the night, the transformer went off and nobody notified. And then an hour and a half later, Comanche got out there and the log cabin it was gone. It was a AC problem, AC/electrical problem. I never kind of know. I don't know the whole story on it. I don't know. All I know is we had the problem, and Shaw knows this, people going down there and they dump trash, and I've had it up to here, past here. I've gone out there and over 5 times because now the sheriff's department won't send the jailers out anymore because it's a habitual problem of dumping. And we used to get, and I understand their stance, I do. We used to get the jailer that has the boys that do the asphalt. They used to come out and pick up the old couches and the old washing machine, dryers, so after about 6 times with Stroop, and they kind of backed me off, so I had to do it. And then I go out there 5 times and haul this stuff off because people just pull down the road. They go all the way to the end, which is good. That way, they go all the way to the end. They turn around at my gate and the McCoy's gate, and then they throw their junk off. And then when I go check cows or go to plow the back field, or McCoy comes in or out, and that's another thing I didn't know this, and we need to check. I need to check on that to give y'all further information. McCoy, I think, took back his oil field, and I think it's back in the family. It's not. I think he gathered the leases back up, and he bought the leases from whoever they were under, and I think he still operates it. So he has no way to get a truck in either, a oil truck or a kill truck or a water truck or stuff like that. So I need to get the truck without either me giving him an easement, which I'm perfectly happy to give him a perpetual family, long-term, everything easement.
So you wanna, what's the end of the other, what road do you turn off of?
292 Jenkins Springs.
So you wanna put a gate at 292?
There's already a gate. I've had it. I've put gates up. I'm done.
Oh, that it's not locked?
No, I'm not legal.
It's not abandoned, I mean, it's.
Is it open?
I've got the combination, and anybody that wants Tory Shaw's got his foreman has the combination. If he needs in there, Comanche Electric has the combination. The Curtises have the combination, McCoy has the combination. Anybody that wants combination, I'll give it to them. The sheriff's department, he can call me 24 hours a day, Stroop knows how to get hold of me. I don't mind it, but none. The joking is
So obviously, I'm guessing that's helped.
Oh, yeah, it's stopped. Well, now nobody will dump out there on that pull-off. There's kind of a big triangle pull-off in James Cleveland and all those kind of, and the Sheltons, if y'all know Alita and James Shelton, they're the sheriffs out there. They're the sheriffs in Jenkins Spring. They keep it to it. Now, if they see anybody, they call them in, because now it's out in public. They can't just dump something right there on the side of the road. Because I got it, it's 100 feet, the gates are 100 feet back. And it is a combination, it's not a lock, so if anybody, my name's on the gate, in case of emergency, 24 hours a day, call me. Comanche, like I said, Comanche Electric's got
What
combo.
you're just wanting is basically some way for your gate to be official.
No, yes, no, help me, please help me, I'm nervous. I just need okay, so the trees are growing in on the road, and it gets me to my back pasture, I've put a 10-horn in, I paid Shaw and his boys to put a 10-horn in for me where the creek comes, where the little draw comes across right there, about 450 foot in. I've invested in this road. Now the road's washing out up front. It's got, if you drive out there, you'll see where it turns and goes down the dirt road. It's got a big old cavern about 2 foot deep. It's washing out. But at this point, I'm not gonna spend any more money until I get, whose road is it? Can it be my road? Is it Shaw's road still? Is it Curtis's road? Is it McCoy's road?
Yeah.
I don't know I don't know what to do. And I'm speaking for when I speak, y'all need to take that very generally. I do have Mike McCoy's confidence. So I'd like for it to be auctioned off. I don't know, setting the precedence has never been set. We're kind of in we're in a sand trap. We can't go nowhere.
Well, I'd have to refer to her, but in the past, on those deals like that, all landowners that had any access had to agree to do that, and then they'd have equal option to buy half of it at one time. That's not what you want to do, so it needs to be negotiated, but that person that you can't get to respond,
Where do they live?
certified letter,
Granbury, yes, sir.
no return from a certified letter.
I mean, y'all can abandon it and just go down the center line, but that's not what you want to do.
Well, that leaves Mike out as
I
legal.
think y'all could do it with an easement though. I think y'all could do it with an easement and, that's the only way I know how to do it.
Well, no, because that big drainage shaft down there where the water comes under the old 10-horn, it's a 13-foot drop off right at the edge of the road. So if you gave me half the road, let's just say 8 feet, I can't give Mike no more country, which I would. But I can't put 20 foot in there because there's a big, huge drainage.
Are there fences on both sides of the creek?
No, only mine. Only mine on the east side, they refuse to fence. They won't fence nothing there. Yeah,
It's really, a fence needs to be on their side. It's really, I know, that wasn't a question.
they have chosen not to keep the ag exemption, so they don't need to fence, I guess. That's their option. They pay $6,000. I think it's around $6,000 in taxes. They choose on the 25 acres not to keep the ag. They chose not to keep the ag exemption. So I guess now they don't have to put it, they don't have to. 25. Boss. I don't know what Well, now that
There's
now that
no
their
ag.
house burnt down, it's reduced. It was that, if the
Yeah.
house was there,
There's no ag exemption.
But
so they
now
pay
it's
full taxes
reduced.
on it.
and it's unimproved land, so I haven't looked at it recently. Maybe, don't quote me, Shaw. I think it's cheaper now, but it was, if they had a house on it and no ag exemption, it was really expensive.
Yeah.
But now the house burnt down, I think the county reduced it, as just ranch land. There's still a big concrete slab and they've got a storage building and all that stuff, but, I just want direction from you guys before I make mistakes. I'm a hometown boy. And
First question I have is it still a county road? Have you abandoned it as,
It's already go way before I got here, maybe back before Richard even got here.
every once in a while we'd ask, look, every once in a while, we'd ask the maintainer, when he was headed out, I'd catch him and he'd come and do a quick dress, he'd go down one side, turn around, and go down the back, and then he'd go on out to Jean Springs. But that quit, like Shaw said, that quit 6 or 7 years ago.
As far as I know, it hasn't been abandoned. I mean, and I think that's what y'all can do if y'all want to abandon it, but it then goes the title down the center line. I don't think that's what Mr. Flynn.
and if it's still county property, still owned by the county, maybe it sounds like it's a county road not being maintained by the county. It's not, hadn't been abandoned. And you don't want to abandon as far as everything I know about county roads, the legal aspect of it. The other things like Commissioner Kelton said, you can offer it to each landowner. If one of them turns it in and doesn't respond, then it can all go to the other landowners.
2, 3 touches.
In the past, we had to get a broker's opinion after everybody agreed to let it go. And I think in Zephyr, they did a bunch of streets, they had several streets that abandoned, and some of them bought both halves. But it wasn't actually, there wasn't a road there, actually, it was just land. It was dedicated for an alley, it never was.
And I did the same thing in Brook Smith.
And you can still see where it goes all the way through.
Well,
I mean, if you look at an
people
area.
still turn.
No, I mean, back,
Yes.
I mean, you were talking about 310 used to go all the way
It
through
does.
McCoy's. If you look at a satellite picture, you can see where the road is.
Google still sends people down there, they pull in there and they turn around, because they used to drive all the way down to McCoy Gates, and then they'd come back and I'd catch them out there, and I'd say, what are y'all doing? Well, this is a cut across, and I said, no, it's been gone. It don't go all the way through, Google still sends people.
Yeah, it does.
And then when I deal with the sheriff, with trespassers, and like we had one of the girls at the girls' home across the street from my ranch, she went, for a better term, she ran away. She got on my property and she walked across my ranch and everything. Well, when we called for sheriff help, the dispatchers didn't quite, I guess, I told them the east side of 310. Well, they sent the deputy to the west side of 310, over by, over there. So, well, then he says, he's responded. And I said, no, ma'am, he has not responded. I'm sitting right here.
I'm sitting here.
I'm calling him back, and they call him back. He's responded. And I said, no, he's not. And finally, we shook it out. And he goes, oh, well, crap, Dean, I'm on the west side, not on the east side. So it's, I mean, killing it back would be awesome, but that's what I want, but I don't know how to do that. And I don't know how I don't know what to do to help. But I'm asking for help.
My understanding now, and I've closed doors too, but you had to have everybody who's on that road, regardless of where, if they got access to get out somewhere else, everybody had to sign off. And sign a petition.
But the other side of that is, that is true. If you can get hold of everybody.
And Judge West sent certified letters, they never responded.
Maybe we need to send a certified
I,
letter. The county needs to send it. That's what we need to, the county, we, I think that.
I'm not aware of, I mean, my take on it was we can abandon it and do an easement, but if what y'all are talking about, we can find a place to do that.
What we were taught in the past, maybe not, that was, well, we
Well, I
probably
think-
want- we
Well,
probably
no,
want
I
to be
think
doing
it's
that.
right,
I
we
think
can
you're
get
right.
a hold of everybody, I don't know.
Yeah, right.
We can't.
But
There's
if they,
no
if they
consent on
do
it.
not ever respond, they
Seems like they
forfeit
default.
their right to, that, I don't know the answer to that. If you don't respond to
And
certain letters.
originally, Judge West had done, he had gotten, signatures from other people, but he was petitioning to discontinue, that's a different deal, that's not what we.
no, that was what I did.
But
I
that's a
put the
different.
T-post out, I posted the sign in 2 different places, and then area residents, I had 8 plus me and Michelle, sign the petition to give it to y'all, and in that direction that he wanted to go, but then that failed, and then
Yeah, I don't think.
I
So
don't-
do you, so you have phone numbers for the Curtises?
yes, sir. I have, I mean,
His and hers.
I do have his and her cell phone.
Well, let's try to get a hold of them.
I will give her,
I will.
or you judge, judge, whatever I need to do,
My
all
cell
right.
phone number. Remember I called you.
I know you called me to deliver flyers.
Deliver flyers.
You were delivering flyers to Marva.
Yeah.
I don't think I saved it.
And I found her.
I know, it's hard to find Marva.
Yeah, it is. I'll just hang up.
Okay, y'all please give me direction. I really don't want to go hire another attorney. Because I've got a paid judge now, and we didn't get anywhere.
No action.
Discussion, it wasn't an action.
Yes, sir. Thank y'all for your time. Yes, sir.
Consideration and possible approval of Curbo's printer agreement.
Like I said earlier, the Cisco engineer, I saw why you were asking that question, I got looked at. That's budgeted for an outside contract engineer. Ours is the one that's the lesser rate. It's not low, but it's not in purchase. So just answer your question. Okay, let me get you how to get here. No, that's the next one. So this proposal, you've got printers for the county system, you've got copiers. So this proposal today is just to deal with the printers. I just want to make that clear. But what we're trying to do is we've gathered all the quantity of printers the county has. You have models and brands all over the place. And the toner cost of that, when we start looking at it, is significant. Meaning that we've got a lot of printers that are end of life, or when one breaks, we can't get that model anymore, so you have to throw everything away and start with a new model. And the printers that you can go buy from like Office Depot or Amazon or Dell or whoever, a lot of those are made with plastic parts today. They're not the same quality that they were, say, 10 years ago. And so what we're proposing is to move all the printers to a managed print contract with Curbo's. When we looked at the cost for Curbo's versus the cost per print that you have today, your printing cost is somewhere between 2 and 4 cents today per page, depending on what printer it is. And this is a fixed cost of 2 cents per page. And this is one of the things that I know that I looked at how many tickets we've worked over the last year that are just printer problems. And this is something that plagues both of your county clerk and your district clerk. And they've been telling this since day one, and we're just now kind of getting to addressing this issue. But the proposal in front of you would reduce the unknown expense incurred by each department for consumable supplies. And like I said, it's costing 2 to 4 cents right now. And when I say unknown expense, you're paying for this today. You're just paying for it out of 10 to 20 different budget line items where you don't have a clue what it's costing you. It's just money going out the door, and there's no way to really track the cost of it. This would improve printing reliability. It would shift the printer repair and troubleshooting to the vendor, which would be Curvos. It's proposed to replace the existing printers with a managed print server or print service with Curvos. It is on a Texas DIR contract. It doesn't require bid. It is on a 5-year term. The county, we're proposing 68 printers and 3 multifunction, which are kind of like a smaller copier version, or small, like it can copy as well as print. This proposal includes all the printer service, supplies, repairs, replacement parts, toners, consumables, and if the printer breaks or dies, they replace the printer at no cost. As long as you're under this agreement. It includes up to 62,650 prints per month. And anything that you go over that would be billed at 2 cents per page. But to give you an idea, those are pooled so that if the clerk's office goes over, but the county judge's office is under, there's no expense incurred to the county. Now, this will change that we're going to have to budget for this in the next fiscal year in a single line item versus pulling it out of those 20 different line items across everyone's individual budget. And I'll pause here to ask, where do you pay for this out of your office? I know that's a huge expense.
Supplies.
There's our office supplies, and everybody dropping prices.
The supply budget for toner is huge because it's so expensive and I have 7 printers.
Yep.
And it's huge. It takes up half of my budget just to buy toner. So this is really a great deal, in my opinion.
Well, and
to have them take care of it and me not have to, I'm out of toner and you just order one and says, I'm out too, but I've already placed the order. You know, it would be so much easier if they took care of all of that.
We've got a pending order, I think, for one of your office that I told them
Because
not
we're
to.
somebody's always out.
Yeah, it's a constant thing,
It's
but I've asked them not that. Josie sent us a PO for it on Friday, but I told them
I
not to
don't know
process
who,
it.
I don't know who it is, but I know somebody's always out.
Sure. So I'm not suggesting that you go through and cut the office supply budgets, but there will be cost savings in the office supply budgets across this
That's
entire
why I
organization.
love it. Yes.
Well, I think that's something that needs to be evaluated as part of the new budget. But,
That number is for the whole deal per month?
per month, yes, sir, and that's the organization. So just to be clear, because I want to make sure there's no confusion here, the county's responsible for the power for the printer, obviously the paper for the printer, the IT setup, and any kind of troubleshooting when it comes to it won't print because of net data or it won't print because of the network. But and then we're responsible for providing their application all on one of the county servers for the click count, the meters will report automatically, and the health of the printer will report automatically. But if the printer jams, if it creases the envelope, if it has streaks on it, if it has any of that, that is a service called Curvos that is included in this cost. There's no additional gotchas. The only thing that could ever cost you more for this is if you go over the 62,000 pages, or 62,650. I would pull, there's no data for this county, meaning like no one in this organization knew how many printers there were, no one knew how much you print. So I went pull data from another county and looked at 5 years worth of data and then kind of extrapolated that out based on y'all are larger than them. And I don't really see y'all crossing the 62,650. Sharon's office, district clerk's office, probably some of the judges' offices print a lot, but you've got a printer, someone that's maybe in the sheriff's office that's just at their private desk, that if they don't print but 250 copies or 250 prints that month, then you get to again pull those. The exclusions, like I said, is we're not addressing copiers, fax machines, label printers, ID printers, or portable printers right now. Those copiers, I want to address that in the new budget because we got copiers that are old, and we've got some that are great and some that are bad, and Curvos is going to pull all that together for us and give us a more competitive price. I will tell you, this price that Curvos gave to Brown, or is proposing for Brown County compared to other proposals we have from other vendors for other counties is very, very competitive, very competitive. So those next 2 pages just outline the details of it. It's a total of 71 units. But the last page, which has the colors on it, shows you how many printers there are per office currently and how many are proposed. For the auditor's office, there will be no change. Commissioner's office, no change. County attorney will be getting 2 additional printers, which y'all requested 3 or 4 months ago. And we said, we don't want to buy printers because we don't want to be in the printer business. County clerk's office, no change. County clerk law, no change. County judge's office, we're adding one printer but deleting one multifunction, so that's a neutral position. Maintenance office, same. Courthouse security, the same. Adult probation, we're deleting one and adding one, so that's the same. District attorney, deleting one, adding one, the same. District clerk's the same. District judge is the same. Indigent pretrial is the same. IT, we're deleting one, and we're gonna use one of the old printers, because what we're gonna ask for in the future is a copier in there that can be used to do more than just print. JPs, we're reducing the quantity of printers, and Chancellor talked to them about this. They have requested their copier to be added to the network, because they have a printer at each JP's desk, just so that one person can print, even though they don't print much. But the copier's never been on the network, so we're gonna add that to the network to fix that problem. Permits office is deleting some, adding some, but net position, tax is the same. Emergency management has two printers, a multifunction and a regular printer, and we're gonna merge all that into multifunction. Treasurer's the exact same, elections is the same. Jail booking, that is a state provided printer that we have to use, and so that is gonna just remain in place the way it is. Jail admin, deleting one, adding one, that's the same. Jail control is the same. Jail medical, we're actually going from a printer to a multifunction so that they don't have to walk up front to make a copy. Commissary is the same, and then the sheriff's office, we're adding, we're adding net one, which is for the sheriff's admin, which is Shauna Barnes. She requested this, and that's all she does all day is print and file documents. So you can see, we're adding 7 new printers, but removing 12 multifunctions, so we reduced the quantity across the board by 5, while I think improving the service. The gold column and the blue column, those are to be addressed in the future, and the future will be sometime probably this summer. But we're trying to start somewhere, and so this was the place we wanted to start. The far right column on that sheet shows you that we worked 72 tickets that were just printer related in the last year. And so that should go down.
Do we own both this printer or do we lease it?
All of these that I know of, that you own them. The copiers you currently lease. And, yes, sir.
So do they get destroyed or is the value to auction them off?
There may be some value to some of them. What our plan was to pull them all into where we're keeping our parts, and sort through what is scrap, meaning has no value versus what has value. My thought was we might, if we have 1 or 2 that are decent, we keep those just as spares in case we need it. Kerbos will respond 8 to 5, Monday through Friday.
Is there room over for that much stuff?
I don't want to keep them long term, but if you have 68, I seriously doubt you have more than 10 that are worth keeping. A lot of these are $120 printers that came from Staples, and the toner cost you 5 times that to replace it. In principle, like if you're going out and doing this at your house, the cheaper the printer is to purchase, the higher the cost is to maintain it. And it's a money thing. That's designed that way. And so that's a lot of what y'all have, commissioners. I could only look at, when I said you're already paying 2 to 4 cents per page, that's just on the ones I could see. You have a ton of them that we have not been involved in the toner purchasing, and a lot of them are smaller, and I've seen it as high as 18 to 25 cents a page in other counties before. So this gets us a fixed cost, a guaranteed result when it comes to service. If the printers die in the future, or there's a problem, or the technology changes, they'll just swap them out. And I think we'll improve the service and reliability to people that don't use all of this. What other questions to ask, answer for you?
This is an action item, and this is the contract.
Yes, sir. And the agreement is very simple. It just outlines what I said, that it's a 60-month agreement at $1,253, $1,253 per month. It gives you the allowance of $62,650, and basically it just has some exclusions that if you tear up the printer or abuse the printer or whatever, that's not covered for service. And it outlines their service hours Monday through Friday, 8 to 5. They've been great to work with. We worked with Kervos at another county in those area, and, like I said, they've been competitive and they've responded. The other county that we use them at has got a different brand that I don't want to say, on the record, but if they show up within a week or 10 days to fix something, that's an improvement for them. Kervos shows up the next day. That's been our experience. Be happy to answer any other questions you have.
Ready for a,
Yes.
I make a motion, we approve the contract with Kervos for $1,253 per month for 60 months.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the proposal from Will Smith on the managed print services for Kerrville Office Systems. And any questions? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Thank you.
We will get with the auditor's office and talk through the logistics of this. Portion will be doing that directly from Kervos.
You want to sign one of these?
Yes, sir. There's 2 pages of them. There.
Or
There's even 1 or 2.
it's the one.
Yes, sir. It's just on 1 page.
Have I?
That one from that Dane Clements, you didn't want to put that in there today.
No, because I hadn't actually received it, so.
All right. Consideration of possible approval of recycling hardware.
Yes, sir. Y'all should have this in your packet if you need a copy. I've got a copy. This is the formality. Josie and Jennifer and their auditor team has been taking care of this. That's what I've done today since I was here. This is the standard recycling of old equipment. It outlines where all we're recycling and their asset tags. And there's a total of 113 items. This keeps coming to y'all because we are replacing a lot of things. The thing, I typically go through it, I pulled out 3 or 4 items total out of everything that y'all approved to recycle. That's, I said, well, that may be worth it. But the rest of it isn't. So I would ask for your consideration to approve this. We're trying to make sure it doesn't build up. It takes up a lot of space. But I'd be happy answering questions you have.
Again, I make a motion, we approve the recycling of the hardware by.
It's been moved and seconded that we approve the proposal presented today for equipment recycling. That list. 82,
The last page of these, those are 13 total.
113 total. Section 1 was 82, section 2 was 5, and section 3 was 26, for a total of 113 items. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? There's none.
Thank you all. I will be here today if you have anything.
You've got something.
Oh, sorry. Actually,
Consideration and possible approval of license updates.
I'm gonna give you a reprieve on that. We are auditing the licenses y'all approved back in March of 23. And we just kind of started at a point there. We know that y'all are over those licenses, but I'm trying to have them account for those. And then we just need to update the agreement for the additions. It's around 20 something licenses. I think.
We'll
But we'll-
on a
We're
future.
gonna pass.
Yes, sir. I don't need the actual time. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Payment of bills. Take care. All in favor, say aye. Any opposed? Carries. Anybody else have anything else to add, or announcements,
Question?
questions, or concerns?
What about our roof in our election office we were talking about?
Yeah. We're gonna, I'll present the bid or whatever. Anybody else that wants to buy any of their own, I've got a couple of places that are waiting for bids.
Where you gonna get it?
I thought the meeting was next week instead of this Friday. Was today a regular schedule?
Yes.
It was. I had it off on my calendar, so I told everybody I needed it next week.
The insurance, we didn't decide before the 28th. So I was surprised it wasn't on the agenda today.
Okay, so let's, cause we'll do it next Monday.
So we're gonna meet next month.
Yeah, because we'll need to do the list.
17th.
We need to appoint it, JP and, Paul on the election.
The girls, the auditors told me it would not be until 24.
That may not.
They may not, but we are.
I was gonna say, in all fairness, that's what's on the schedule that you put out, was June the 24th.
Yeah.
We can meet on the 24th also.
Exactly.
The auditors on.
May I ask, I requested, I requested like an IT or a budget workshop for IT or the IT committee had, so I was trying to see if we could do that next week is kind of what I intended to do, we've been told, but I know the auditor's office has been out, you've been out.
Yeah.
The judge has.
So we had, yeah, so we're gonna have a meeting on the 17th.
Okay.
Do you want to do that on the 17th? I think what's possible.
Yes, sir, that's fine.
The IT committee,
We
you
need
want to
to,
do it as a commissioner court.
No, we're gonna do it as a budget workshop.
I would have, I could check with Judge Smith
Okay.
and Alicia, but I know that they said that they were gonna make time to be available.
Okay.
And others.
We can figure that out.
But, yes, sir.
Because there are some things that we need to take care of next Monday, so we're gonna be here anyway.
Okay, yes, sir, that works for me. Thank you.
All right, then we're adjourned.
So that
You have budget hearing, budget workshops tomorrow.
Thank you, though. You know, I have.
I know.